Significant weight loss, the silent whisper of change. Imagine this. You're sitting at the kitchen table with your mother, sharing a meal like you've done countless times before. But today feels different. Her favorite dish sits untouched on her plate, the aroma of home-cooked comfort wafting into the air, yet she barely takes a bite. You notice how loose her sweater has become, how her hands seem thinner, almost fragile. "I'm just not hungry," she says softly, brushing it off as fatigue or a fleeting phase. But deep down, something tugs at your heart, a quiet warning bell that whispers, this isn't normal. Weight loss in older adults often begins subtly, almost imperceptibly. At first, it might seem harmless. A belt tightened one extra notch, clothes fitting more loosely, or a dwindling appetite dismissed as part of aging. Yet, these small changes are rarely insignificant. They are often the body's way of signaling a deeper transition, a gradual winding down that many families overlook until it's too late. The truth is, unintentional weight loss in the elderly isn't just about losing pounds. It's about losing strength, vitality, and resilience. It's a red flag that demands attention, not fear, but understanding. Recognizing this sign early can help you prepare emotionally, provide better care, and make the most of the precious time you have left together. The hidden meaning behind the numbers. Let's delve deeper into why significant weight loss occurs in the final year of life. As we age, our bodies undergo natural changes. Muscle mass decreases, metabolism slows, and digestion becomes less efficient. However, when these processes accelerate suddenly or without explanation, it's often a sign that the body is struggling to function optimally. The reasons behind this decline are multifaceted, each layer revealing a piece of the puzzle. One primary factor is nutrient absorption. Over time, the digestive system loses its ability to break down food and extract essential nutrients like protein, vitamins, and minerals. Without adequate nourishment, the body begins to break down muscle tissue for energy, leading to muscle wasting, a condition known as sarcopenia. This loss of muscle doesn't just affect mobility, it weakens the immune system, increases the risk of falls, and leaves the body vulnerable to infections. Another critical element is appetite suppression. Many elderly individuals experience a diminished sense of taste and smell, making food less appealing. Imagine savoring a rich, savory stew only to find it bland and uninviting. For someone who once delighted in meals, this shift can be disheartening. Add to that the physical discomforts of aging, dental issues, swallowing difficulties, or gastrointestinal problems, and eating becomes more of a chore than a pleasure. Over time, skipped meals and reduced portions take their toll, leaving the body undernourished and frail. Underlying medical conditions also play a significant role. Chronic illnesses such as cancer, heart failure, kidney disease, and dementia often manifest through weight loss long before other symptoms appear. In some cases, depression or cognitive decline further exacerbates the issue, creating a vicious cycle where poor mental health leads to poor nutritional intake, which in turn worsens overall well-being. A mother's quiet farewell. To truly grasp the emotional weight of this sign, consider the story of Margaret, a 78-year-old grandmother from Ohio. For decades, Margaret had been the heart of her family, the one who baked pies for holidays, cooked hearty Sunday dinners, and hosted lively gatherings around her dining table. Food was her love language, a way to nurture and connect with those she cherished most. But over the past year, Margaret began changing in ways her family couldn't quite put into words. She stopped cooking altogether, claiming she didn't feel up to it. Her once robust figure grew thinner, her cheeks hollowed, and her energy waned. At first, her children chalked it up to old age, assuming she was simply slowing down. Then came the day they realized her wedding ring no longer fit. It slid off her finger with ease, a stark reminder of how much she'd changed. Looking back, Margaret's daughter Sarah recalls the subtle clues they missed. "We kept telling ourselves it was okay, that mom was just getting older. But now I see it wasn't just aging. It was her body preparing us for goodbye." Today, Margaret spends her days in hospice care, surrounded by loved ones who cherish every moment they have left with her. Though she's physically weaker, her spirit remains strong, a testament to the importance of recognizing these signs early and embracing the time you have. What families can do differently? If you notice significant weight loss in an elderly loved one, Don't dismiss it as a natural part of aging. Instead, approach it with compassion and curiosity. Start by observing patterns. Are they eating less? Avoiding certain foods? Experiencing discomfort after meals? These details can provide valuable insights into what's happening beneath the surface. When addressing the issue, resist the urge to force large meals or insist on high-calorie supplements right away. Instead, focus on comfort and quality of life. Offer small, nutrient-dense snacks that are easy to eat, such as yogurt, smoothies, or soft fruits. Encourage hydration, as dehydration can exacerbate fatigue and confusion. If necessary, consult a healthcare provider to rule out underlying conditions or explore dietary adjustments tailored to their needs. Above all, remember that food is more than sustenance. It's a source of connection and joy. Share meals together, even if they're light. Talk about favorite recipes, reminisce about shared memories, and create moments of warmth and laughter. These interactions nourish not just the body but the soul. A call to awareness. Recognizing significant weight loss as a potential sign of the final stage of life isn't about dwelling on loss. It's about empowering yourself to act with love and intention. By paying attention to these subtle warnings, you can ensure your loved one receives the care and support they need during this delicate time. It's an opportunity to slow down, listen deeply, and treasure the moments you still have. In the next section, we'll explore another key sign: extreme fatigue and weakness. Stay tuned to uncover how this symptom manifests and what you can do to help your loved one navigate it with dignity and grace. Extreme fatigue and weakness, the body's quiet surrender. Imagine this. You wake up one morning, and instead of feeling refreshed, you're overwhelmed by a deep, unshakable exhaustion. Your body feels heavy, like it's carrying an invisible weight. Simple tasks, getting out of bed, walking to the kitchen, or even brushing your teeth, feel monumental. At first, you might dismiss it as a bad night's sleep or stress. But what if this fatigue doesn't go away? What if it lingers, day after day, growing heavier and more persistent? For many elderly individuals, extreme fatigue and weakness are often dismissed as just part of aging. But the truth is far more profound. This relentless exhaustion isn't merely a symptom of getting older. It's a sign that the body is beginning to conserve its energy, preparing for its final transition. And recognizing this early can help families provide better care, create meaningful memories, and ensure their loved ones' final days are filled with comfort and dignity. The science behind the exhaustion. To truly understand why extreme fatigue occurs, we need to look at what's happening inside the body. As we age, our organs naturally begin to slow down. The heart pumps less efficiently, circulation weakens, and muscles receive less oxygen and nutrients. This decline in bodily functions forces the body to prioritize essential processes over movement and activity. In essence, the body shifts into survival mode, redirecting its limited resources to keep vital systems running. One of the most significant factors contributing to fatigue is metabolic slowdown. Imagine your metabolism as a furnace that burns fuel to produce energy. When you're young, this furnace runs hot and fast, powering everything from physical activity to mental clarity. But as the body ages, the flames dim, and the furnace struggles to generate the same level of energy. For seniors nearing the end of life, this metabolic decline becomes even more pronounced, leaving them feeling perpetually drained. Another critical element is muscle wasting. Without regular use, muscles begin to break down, leading to weakness and reduced mobility. This loss of strength makes even the simplest activities feel exhausting. It's a vicious cycle. Fatigue leads to inactivity, which accelerates muscle loss, which in turn increases fatigue. Over time, this cycle leaves the body unable to sustain the energy needed for daily life. The emotional toll of fatigue. While the physical effects of fatigue are undeniable, the emotional impact is equally devastating. Many seniors who once prided themselves on their independence begin to feel frustrated, embarrassed, or even ashamed that they can no longer do the things they used to. They may withdraw from social interactions, avoid hobbies they once loved, or stop engaging in conversations altogether, not because they don't care, but because they simply don't have the energy. Consider Margaret, an 84-year-old grandmother from Texas. For decades, Margaret had been the heart of her family, the one who organized holiday gatherings, baked pies for birthdays, and hosted lively game nights. But over the past year, she began changing in ways her family couldn't quite explain. She stopped cooking, claiming she was too tired to stand. She declined invitations to family dinners, saying she didn't feel up to it. Her once vibrant personality seemed to fade, replaced by a quiet resignation. Looking back, Margaret's daughter Sarah recalls the subtle clues they missed. We kept telling ourselves she was just slowing down, that it was normal for her age. But now I see it wasn't just aging. It was her body preparing to let go. Today, Margaret spends her days surrounded by loved ones who cherish every moment they have left with her. Though her physical strength has diminished, her spirit remains resilient, a testament to the importance of recognizing these signs early and embracing the time you have. How families can help. If you notice extreme fatigue in an elderly loved one, don't ignore it. Start by observing patterns. Are they sleeping more? Avoiding activities they once enjoyed? Struggling to complete basic tasks? These details can provide valuable insights into what's happening beneath the surface. When addressing fatigue, resist the urge to push them to do more. Instead, focus on creating a supportive environment that honors their limits. Encourage short periods of activity followed by rest, ensuring they don't overexert themselves. If they're struggling with mobility, consider assistive devices like walkers or wheelchairs to help them conserve energy. Above all, remember that fatigue isn't just physical, it's emotional. Offer reassurance, patience, and understanding. Let them know it's okay to rest, to slow down, and to lean on others for support. These gestures may seem small, but they can make a world of difference in helping your loved one navigate this challenging time with grace and dignity. Cognitive confusion or withdrawal, the mind's quiet retreat. Picture this. You're sitting with your father, enjoying a quiet afternoon together. Suddenly, he asks you a question you've already answered multiple times today. Or perhaps he forgets the name of a close relative, someone he's known for decades. At first, you might brush it off as a senior moment, a harmless slip of memory. But what if these lapses become more frequent, more pronounced? What if your loved one begins withdrawing emotionally, retreating into a world of silence and confusion? Cognitive changes in the elderly are often overlooked or dismissed as normal aging. But when confusion and withdrawal occur alongside other signs, they can indicate that the body is preparing for its final chapter. Recognizing these changes early allows families to provide compassionate care, create meaningful connections, and ensure their loved one feels understood and valued, even as their mind begins to fade. Why cognitive decline happens. To grasp why cognitive confusion occurs, we must examine what's happening in the brain. Like any other organ, the brain requires a steady flow of oxygen and nutrients to function properly. But as circulation weakens and oxygen supply decreases, cognitive function starts to decline. Neurons, the cells responsible for transmitting information, slow down, making it harder to process thoughts, recall memories, or recognize familiar faces. This decline isn't uniform. It often comes in waves. One moment, your loved one might seem perfectly lucid, engaging in thoughtful conversation. The next, they may appear disoriented, struggling to follow simple instructions or remember basic details. These fluctuations can be heartbreaking for families, creating a sense of unpredictability that feels impossible to navigate. Another factor is emotional withdrawal. As cognitive function slows, emotions become harder to express. Seniors may stop reacting to situations in the way they used to, appearing indifferent or detached. This isn't a personality shift. It's a result of the brain adjusting to the body's decline. Conversations become tiring, loud environments feel overwhelming, and eventually, many seniors retreat into their own world. A daughter's heartfelt journey. To truly understand the emotional weight of cognitive decline, consider Lisa's story. Her mother, Evelyn, had always been sharp-witted and fiercely independent. But over the past year, Evelyn began showing subtle signs of confusion. She would repeat stories, forget appointments, or struggle to find the right words during conversations. At first, Lisa assumed it was just a phase, a temporary lapse in memory. Then came the day she realized her mother no longer recognized her own reflection in the mirror. It broke my heart, Lisa recalls. But it also made me realize how important it is to meet her where she is, to speak gently, offer reassurance, and create moments of peace. Today, Lisa focuses on cherishing the quiet moments with her mother. She reads aloud from Evelyn's favorite books, plays soft music, and holds her hand during long silences. Though Evelyn's mind may be fading, Lisa knows her mother can still feel love, comfort, and connection. What families can do differently? If you notice cognitive changes in an elderly loved one, approach them with compassion and curiosity. Speak slowly and clearly, using simple language to avoid overwhelming them. Avoid correcting mistakes or arguing about forgotten details. Instead, focus on creating a calm, supportive environment. Engage their senses to stimulate memories. Play familiar music, share old photographs, or cook their favorite meals. These activities can evoke positive emotions and create opportunities for connection, even when words fail. Above all, remember that cognitive decline isn't just about losing memories, it's about preserving dignity. Treat your loved one with respect, patience, and kindness, ensuring they feel valued and understood, no matter how much their mind has changed.